We're back with another chapter of the Other Minds by LizzeXX. We are on chapter 14, and if you want to follow along, chapters will be in the description below as always. For both fanfiction.net and archive, there's really no difference except archive sometimes has like pictures from the episode with Angel in them at the end of the chapter. So it's like one every episode, so it's like one every 3 chapters. So let's just get right into it, shall we? With chapter 14. School reunion. Confrontations. No way. Mickey shook his head, seeing the larger-than-life bats before turning and bolting down the hall. Rose and Sarah Jane dashed after him as the Doctor and Angel exchanged a look before shutting the door. At the sound of the cooking, one of the bats awoke and screeched. Mickey burst out the doors of the school, followed by the others, punching over his pan. I'm not going back in there. No way. Those were teachers, Rose shouted. When Fitch arrived, he brought with him 17 teachers, 4 dinner ladies and a nurse, the doctor explained. 13. 13 big bat people. Come on. He turned to head in again when Mickey called out. Come on. You've got to be kidding. We have to get to the TARDIS, Angel remarked. How else are we going to analyze the oil Rose got? I might be able to help you there, Sarah Jane grinned, taking the doctor's arm and leading him towards the car park. I've got something to show you. She led them straight over to her car, opening the boot and tossing a green blanket aside to reveal. Hey, 9! The doctor grinned at the powered-down robotic dog sitting there. Angel, Rose Tyler, Mickey Smith, allow me to introduce K9. Well, K9 Mark 3 to be precise. That's K9, Angel smiled, excited, moving to pat the dog. So cute. So retro, Rose corrected, eyeing the lump of metal, unimpressed. Why is it so disco? Oi! The doctor mocked glared at her. Listen, in the year 5000, this was cutting edge. What happened to him? Oh, one day, he just nothing, Sarah Jane sighed. Well, isn't he trying to get her repaired? How could she? Angel asked. Not this technology used to make him would be around for at least another 2,500 years. Sergey nodded. It's not like getting parts for a mini metro. Besides, the technology inside him could rewrite human history science. I couldn't show him to anyone. Oh, what's the nasty lady done to you? The doctor cooed at K9. Hey? Rose and Mickey stared at him as though he lost what little of his mind he had left, especially when he started making the cooing noises and petting the tin dog. Angel looked up at the sky, a slight shiver running down her spine. She couldn't help but feel like they were being watched. Look, no offense, but could you just stop petting for a minute? Rose cut in. Never mind the tin dog. We're busy. She's right, Doctor, Angel said, her eyes still on the sky. He looked at her, growing serious at the tone of her voice. I think we should go else, somewhere else, just for now. He followed her gaze, looking up, but not seeing anything. Still, he agreed and closed the boot. He then paid close attention to what she said. They decided on a nice chip shop close to the school to get to work. The doctor, Sarah Jane, and Angel sitting around a table by the window, working on K9, while the doctor, Sarah Jane, chatted and laughed. Mickey and Rose stood at the counter ordering chips. You see, what's impressive is that it's been nearly an hour since we met her, and I still haven't said, I told you so, Mickey smirked. Rose looked away from the trio. I'm not listening to this, although I have prepared a little I was right dance that I can show you later. 2 quid, love. The shopkeeper held out a hand to her. She handed over the money and took the chips, tucking into them neatly. All this time he's been giving it. He's different. The truth is, he's just like any other bloke with loads of girls. Rose plopped down her seat away from the trio. You don't know what you're talking about. And he really didn't. The only girl she could ever picture with the doctor was Angel. To be honest, that was the only girl she ever wanted with him either. For all the joking that she and Angel were sisters with just their blonde hair, she really did feel like Angel was an older sister of sorts. And she just wanted her to be happy, which the doctor made her, exceptionally so. She could remember what Cassandra had made her do on New Earth, how she'd been forced to kiss the doctor. could remember his reluctance, how much he really didn't want to kiss her. There was a man with an attractive, she liked to think, woman, practically throwing herself at him, and he refused. Angel had even told her that he'd actually apologized to her for the kiss, been upset that it had happened. Any other bloke would probably have loved the fact that two women were attracted to him, but not the doctor. He really only had eyes for angels, as it should be. Maybe not, he shrugged. He probably didn't know. He could agree there. The last time to see the doctor and Angel had been when the man had regenerated. He knew Angel had been terribly upset about it all, blaming herself, Rose not helping her go in places, but he could just tell. He'd see it on her face. It went much deeper than concern for another person. He knew that expression. It was the one he often saw in the mirror after a particularly awful nightmare where he would see Rose getting hurt. It was the look of someone who was terrified for the person they loved. He didn't know the doctor returned the feeling, but he could see it between them. If he hadn't, the man surely would too. If he had, well, Angel was a great girl. We can understand why Rose would defend him in that. He was of the opinion that Doctor tended to cause a lot of other people to fade into the background, his presence just being near overwhelming. He could just tell, though, by the look he'd seen the man give Angel, that she did the same, but in an entirely different way. Whereas men and women alike were forgotten while the doctor was around. No other woman could even be noticed by the doctor in that way if Angel was in the same room. He smiled a bit at that. Good on them. He was happy for them. But then his smile faded into a bit of grimace as he noticed Rose still piling on the chips. But if I were you, I'd go easy on the chips. Rose looked over him, half a chip sticking out of her mouth. Mr. Finch stood on a rooftop on a building on the other side of the road. Come to me, come to me, he called out to one of the bats, waiting till it swooped towards him and landed beside him, both of them watching the doctor and Angel through the window of the shop. I thought of you on Christmas Day, Sarah Jane told him. This Christmas just gone? Great big spaceship overhead. I thought, oh yeah, get you up there. Fortunately, he was right on top of it, Angel remarked as she watched him fixing one side of K9. It wasn't as easy as fixing the TARDIS, but she could recognize some of the tech at least. She paused. That was ironic, that she should have an easier time repairing a box that could bend the laws of the universe and travel through space and time. But they were simple robotic dogs. Oh well, she probably just spent so much time around the TARDISes. I don't think that he just told her. In their own way, what was wrong? And Rose? She was there too, he nodded. They were silent for a moment, Sarah Jane watching the dogs before speaking. Did I do something wrong? Because he never came back to me. Just dumped me. I told him that was rude, Angel remarked. Not even saying goodbye. The doctor rolled his eyes. They got into about an hour-long debate when he told her of some of his adventures with Sarah Jane, TARDIS, and how he left. I told you. I was going back home, and in those days, you just weren't allowed. I waited for you, Sarah Jane admitted quietly. Missed you? Oh, you didn't meet me. You're getting on with your life. You were my life, she corrected gently, as he looked at her. You know what the most difficult thing was? Coping with what happens next, and with what doesn't happen next. You took me to the furthest reaches of the galaxy. You showed me supernovas, intergalactic battles, and you just got me back on Earth. How could anything compare to that? He furrowed his brow. All those things you saw. Do you want me to apologize for that? I think he means that it is hard returning to everyday life. Angel cut in softly. The doctor looked at her. If I were to take off from the TARDIS and leave you on Earth to live life as a human, time moving in the proper order, slowly, how would you feel? He blinked, looking down, slowly understanding, before beaming at her. You just understood human. She laughed. She's not just any old human, though, she counted. She's your companion. I understand them better because they are part of you. She looked at him. You are part of them. I understand you, don't I? More than I ever thought someone could, she admitted. She knows. She just missed you. A lot. Like she said. Angel looked at Sarah Jane. She can understand that. He missed someone as great as Dr. Chu who left. To get a taste of that splendor with you, Sarah Jane nodded sadly. Now we have to go back. But look at you, he smiled at her. You're investigating. Stand up for school. You're doing what we always did. You could have come back. I couldn't, I replied quietly, looking away. Why not? The doctor couldn't answer. Sarah Jane shook her head, and the doctor turned his sonic on, returning to her pet canine. Sarah Jane looked at Angel, shooting her a grateful smile at her attempt to help her get through to the doctor. It was at Croydon, where you dropped me off. It was at Croydon. Where was it? He frowned. Aberdeen, she replied, irritated. His eyes widened at the thought. Right, that's next to Croydon, isn't it? Sarah Jane smiled and shook her head, and a second later, Canine sprang to life. Oh, hey, now we're in business. He leapt to his feet and stood before Canine, Angel getting up to stand beside him. Master, Canine exclaimed. He recognizes me, the doctor beamed, ecstatic. Affirmative. Canine, the doctor pulled Angel a bit closer so the dog could see her. This is the Angel. Time lady. Nice to meet you. Canine waggled his ears. Nice to meet you too, Angel smiled. Rose, give us the oil, the doctor called, holding his hand back to her for it. He took the lid off the jar and was about to stick his finger in it when Rose called out. I wouldn't touch it though. That dinner lady got all scorched, she warned. I'm no dinner lady, and I don't say that. I don't often say that. He dipped his finger in and smeared it on the canine sensor. Here we go. Come on, boy. Here we go. Oil, canine exclaimed. Extracting, analyzing. Vicky grinned, delighted. Listen to it, man. The voice. Careful, Sarah Jane pointed at him. That's my dog. Vicky smiled at her, sheepish. Confirmation and substance is krill stain oil, the dog announced. That's brilliant, the doctor breathed, shocked, his angel's eyes widened, recognizing the alien. Is that bad? Rose asked. Really bad, Angel nodded. Think of how bad things could possibly be, and has another suitcase full of bad, Doctor breathed. What are religions? Sarah Jane shook her head. They're composite race. Just like your culture is a mixture of traditions from all sorts of countries, people you've invaded or been invaded by. You've got bits of Viking, bits of France, bits of whatever. The Christians are the same, and as a man, down as great as they conquered. But they take physical aspects as well. They cherry pick the best bits from those people they destroyed. That's why I recognize them. The last time I saw Trojans, they looked just like us, but they had really long necks. What are you doing here? Angel frowned. It's for children, Angel blinked. I'm doing something for children. Mickey and Sarah Jane hoisted Canine into the beautiful car once more. So, what's the deal with the tin dog? Mickey asked. The doctor likes traveling with an entourage. Sarah Jane leaned against her car. Sometimes they're humans, sometimes they're aliens, and sometimes they're tin dogs. Mickey smiled and laughed a bit at that. Was that you? Where do you fit in the picture? Me? She smiled proudly. I'm their man in the van. I'm the techno fool. He trailed. Oh, God. I'm the tin dog. He sat down heavily in shock. Sergey just patted him on the shoulder. The girl came to the rooftop fruit, but this defense put his finger to his lips to silence it. Oh, my command. The doctor and Angel left the chip shop, Rose following after them. How many of us have there been travelling with you? She demanded the doctor. Does it matter? He continued walking. Yeah, it does. If I'm just the latest in a long line, she replied, her voice trembling. As opposed to what? He turned to face her, angry at her. Angel remained quiet. This was really an issue Rose had with the doctor. His past, not hers. I thought you and me and Angel were friends, Rose said, tears in her eyes, before she turned her gaze on Angel. I thought we were sisters, she sniffed, upset. But I obviously got it wrong. Rose? Angel began. She really considered Rose to be one of her good friends, truly more like her younger sister than anything. Why the girl would ever think differently she couldn't understand. Happens to be a Siberian, right? This Oh, this is really seeing the future. You just leave us behind. Is that what you're going to do to me? No, the doctor sighed. Not to you. I won't let him, Angel agreed. I won't let him do that to anyone else. Not anymore, she promised. Being here with Sarah Jane had made her realize how much she needed these old companions. The memories she cherished with them. The closure of seeing them doing fantastic and living brilliant lives. She couldn't ever imagine doing that to one of these companions. To her friends. To her family. But Sarah Jane! Rose shook her head, looking at the doctor. You were that close to her once. And now, you never even mention her. But you don't even think about her. Why not? We don't age, the doctor told her. We regenerate. But humans just decay. You wither, you die. Imagine watching that happen to someone you care about. Imagine thinking back to a friend, Angel added quietly, taking his hand, understanding why the doctor can bring up his past companions, but knowing that he really should start. Only to find out they're dead, because even at death their memories should be celebrated. The doctor squeezed her hand tightly. You just spend the rest of your life with us, but we can't spend the rest of ours with you. We have to live on. That's the curse of the Time Lord. Time Lord, Mr. Finch hissed. They looked up to see him and the other kill train on the roof. It screeched and swooped down towards them. They ducked down, but the bat just flew away. Was that a kill train? Sarah Jane asked as she and Mickey ran over. But it didn't even touch us. It just flew off, Rose explained. What did it do that for? The next morning, when the school bell rang and the children rushed towards the building, the doctor, Mickey, Rose, Sarah Jane, and Andrew got out of Sarah Jane's car, driving towards the school. The doctor paused for a moment, turning to them. Mr. Sarah Jane, you go to the masters. I'll code for those computers. I need to see the hardware inside. Here, you might use this. Rose held out her hand to Sonic, but he gave it to Sarah Jane. Mickey, debating. I want you outside. Just stand outside, she asked. Here, take these. You keep canine company. Sarah Jane tossed him the keys to her car. Don't forget to leave the window open at back, the doctor reminded him. But he's metal, Mickey shouted. I don't think you meant the dog, Major called. Mickey just shouted and she ducked over to him. Children are very dangerous, Mickey, she told him, reaching out to put a hand on his shoulder. I'd honestly rather have you and Kenai safe so we can see what they're planning. He looked at her, just a bit shocked that her reason for wanting him to stay outside was Steve's safety. It would be nice having someone care about him like that. She grinned. And you never know, if you get trapped in there, you get to come rescue us. She laughed at that, judging. That would be the day. What are you going to do? Rose looked at Sue as Angel walked back over to the doctor who's beating her. He actually developed a bit of growing respect for Mickey the idiot. Ever since Angel had pointed out how Rose had treated the poor boy when they faced him after it, he led to appreciate just how much Mickey cared for Rose, and he tried to help them, despite his treatment. And then that respect this time when he defended Angel against Rose when he regenerated. You could hear the boy, how he tried to Angel, how he tried to get Rose to lay off. He knew that it was quite easy to stand up to your enemies. It was much harder to stand up to your friends. And even harder still to stand up to the person you love. The fact he'd done that for Angel had made him respect the boy that much more. Not that he'd admit that openly. He liked to tease the man far too much. Tease the man too much. But he had to admit it did make him smile to see Angel was taking such an interest in Mickey. Trying to include him, making him smile, cheer him up when things went a bit too far. He was so considerate at that. Hated to see Daniel's sad. It's urgent, Angel answered, pulling him from his thoughts. He nodded. Finally had a word with Finch, he said, taking Angel's hand and leading her into the building. Mr. Finch paused in the stairwell, looking up to see Dr. Andrews looking down at him. He was up making a move to disguise the fact that he was watching the upper. After giving a half stare, Mr. Finch continued on his way as the two headed up the stairs. They looked out over the door to the school swimming pool, allowing Angel to surf as they saw Mr. Finch waiting for them at the opposite end of the water. Who are you? The doctor called to him. My name is Brother Luster, he introduced. And you? The doctor. Angel, Angel greeted, adding, nice to meet you, if just for polite mistake. The doctor had to smile at that. Let's compare a little catchphrase, so to speak. Much like she'd always said fantastic. What if children have wings? Still have one when they can get anxious now, Mr. Fitz explained. Our ancestors invaded Britain. People there have some of those rather lovely wings. There are a million widows in one day. Just imagine. And now you're St. Stephen. A personal favourite, that's all. What about the other teachers? Adrian asked. My brother's arranged that for me. What you see is a simple mystic illusion. That's the surface of the true skeleton Georgian life beneath. They slowly started walking to the same side of the pool. I wanted to tell you, I always thought of you as such a complex place. Ancient, dusty snows, pushed by some springs and hills. I was all but extinct. Only you two still are. This one of yours, what is it? The doctor eyed him, taking a simple step ahead of Rose Angel, and closely trying to guard her against the enemy before them. You don't know? She raised an eyebrow. That's why I'm asking, the doctor replied, as they came to a stop before each other. Well, then how clever you are. Work it out. If we don't like it, then it will stop. Mr. Finch paused and eyeing him. Fascinating. Your people were people to the point of innocence. You see each other who? What type of people? Adel reasoned, though the frown on her face showed just how much she hated that fact. Is this girl warm? I'm so old now, the doctor remarked. I used to have so much mercy. He turned to stare at Finch. You get one warning, that was it. He took Angel's hand, turning to walk away, and expected to fall down. But we're not even enemies. Soon, you will embrace us. The doctor paused, looking back. The next time we meet, you will join me. I promise you. He walked past him with a long smile and laughed. No, you won't, Edward remarked as the door closed. You're stronger than him. He squeezed her hand at her face at him, trying to go, trying to find out what Rose and Sarah Jane had discovered. Mickey wound down the window of the car, holding his arm, sighing forward, and failing. He asked me if this was the doctor's way of saying, go sit at the back of the class and be safe to his glitter. He definitely preferred any reason, made him feel less like a dog. Speaking of, he looked over at Canine, who was switched on, but had his head poked through the gap between the two front seats. That be meaningful to him at dog then? So Jake crouched beneath one of the computers, trying to turn the sonic on. He ran, hitting the keyboard and stared at the sonic as Rose sat with her legs crossed on one of the chairs. It's not working! Give it to me! Rose took the sonic and rolled her eyes, ducking beneath the desk. Used to work first time in my day. Well, things were a lot simpler back then, Rose replied, turning on the sonic and using it on the computer. So, can I give you a bit of advice? Sarah Jane asked, eyeing the younger woman. I've got a feeling you're about to, Rose straightened. I know how intense a relationship with the doctor can be, and I can only imagine what a friendship with two timers can be like. I don't want you to feel like I feel I'm intruding. I'm still threatened by you if that's what you mean. Rose cut in quickly. A bit too quickly, Sarah Jane. Right, she nodded slowly. Good, because I'm not interested in picking up where we left off. No? Rose scoffed. With the big sad eyes and the robot dog. What else were you doing last night? I was just saying how hard it was adjusting to life back on Earth. Rose stood and walked a few feet away. The thing is, when you do that, they don't even stop the discussion. No wonder all that space stuff was a bit too much for you. I had no problem with space stuff. Jojo walked over to her, ignorant. I thought things you would believe. Tiny, Rose challenged coldly. Funny, I like ghosts, robots, lots of robots, Slovene, and Downing Street. Dalek. Rose gave a smug snort. Like the Emperor. Antimatters of monsters. Antimatter monsters. That's my hobby. Real living dinosaur. Real living werewolf. The Loch Ness monster. Rose blinked. Seriously? Jojo put her hands over her mouth, shaking her head as Rose smiled and laughed. Listen to us. It's like me and my mate's dream. We fell out with over a man and so hovering over the doctor and he's not even ours. Jojo relaxed with death as Rose looked at her a moment. I suppose I have it. threatened, stupid. I, I really don't need to start again. Sergey told her earnestly. The, the doctor and Angel, they're like our best friends now. I mean, Angel's practically the doctor being her little sister. I don't, she trailed off, trying to find the words. You don't want to lose them, Sergey nodded, understanding. You don't want me to take them away from you. Rose nodded. Let's just keep it at that. She usually didn't have a close or journal. She understood they could be friends with whoever they wanted. It was more the fact that she really didn't know they had other companions on Earth before her. She thought the Doctor at least had been traveling all over with other planets, other aliens, robots and things. Maybe she didn't hear it there. She confronted with the fact that there was someone else out there, someone so close, and who knew so much more about the Doctor than she did. Having Egg react so happily and warmly, expecting it close to be his old companions, they were worried because they didn't want to be forgotten or replaced. She shook her head. That was the most ridiculous thing she'd ever thought, she now realized. Actually, giving her some time to work out why she was so confident, what did she do? As though the Doctor would ever replace her. As though anyone would ever just let him dump her without warning. The Doctor had far too much respect for his companions to ever try to replace one with someone else. And it was just too high to ever just choose someone. She'd been a fool, worrying needlessly over that. Before Sarah Jane had got in front of her fears. She didn't deserve that. Looked at the woman and smiled, really wanted to put that whole mess behind her and start new. This was an old companion. This was someone who had done and seen what she had. When else would she get the chance to talk about everything with someone who understood it all and all the subjects of it completely? Would you, she began, did you do that thing where she plays a thing at like 90 miles per hour? And you go, what? I look at you like you just scribbled on your shirt. All the time, said Jane laughed. I swear, the only person I've ever seen who could keep up with him when he gets talking about time is Angel. Rose laughed as well. He just Captain Jack also a few times. It was true. She knew Amy kept on about how she wasn't all that clever. And she suppose the girls did get lost in quite a few things. But when the doctor got really excited, especially about time travel, Amy really was the only one who would keep up with him. There were times she'd even seen the girls surpass him. One thing could be said of life policies had slightly they aimed to quite the expert on the subject of time and space. She'd actually seen the doctor get lost and confused, but unable to actually give an answer once or twice when it got started. So she was sure a few of those times might have been because she was just staring at Angel instead of actually listening. She herself hadn't a clue about what they were talking about during those days, but the doctor's expression when he realized he didn't know something was hysterical. Does he still stroke? It's retarded. Sergey asked. Yeah, Rose pointed at her. Yeah, he does. I was like, do you two want to be alone? They started laughing madly. She's even got Angel doing it, she added before sobering quickly. Like, between you and me, she leaned forward conspiratively. I think you'd rather straight it to her instead. Both were veered back in hysterical laughter at that. How's it going? The doctor asked as she and Angel walked in. Rose and Sarah Jane looked at him. The sight of the pair made them laugh even harder. What? Angel frowned, not sure what was going on. The woman just pointed at her, cracking up. Listen, the doctor cut in. We need to find out what's programmed inside these. The two just ignored him, playing around, laughing hysterically. Rose pointed her stomach at him as she laughed. What? She cried, generally confused. Stop it! Angel shook her head. I don't get it. Me either, he muttered. Sighing, the women held on to each other to keep their balance as they continued to laugh their heads off. Mr. Finch entered his office where the rest of the furniture was sitting around the table, waiting for him. Brothers, we must initiate the final phase. Get Silver inside and fill the school. Time has come, my brothers. The day we shall become gods. The children were in the play area, laughing and talking when the buzzer went off. All pupils took class immediately to speak school, and when all members of staff congregate in the staff room, the students started to move indoors quickly with the exception of Kenny. Looking forward to surpassing. This was Giselle! It's not fantastic! She rushed off again. Kenny waited till everyone had gone for reluctant following after them. The children tried to get inside the IT suite. The Doctor and little Rose and Sarah Jane were in, but Rose quickly shooed them away. No, no, this class is out of bounds. You've all got to go to the Southall. Off you go, Southall. The children turned as Rose shut the door with a huff of air. This the Frenchman's brothers at the staff room and one of the teachers stood. What is it now, Mr. Finch? What changes the timetable? Finch replied. They're having an early lunch. Mr. Wagner closed the door and soon it was filled with fruit, human screams. And that's the end of chapter 14. And we have like a picture with the law pit stop with full nine. And that Angel Sandy is Rose. Not Rose, third name. But yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, please subscribe, leave a review. Don't comment. Leave a review or comment on the archive the story. So those are go. We're done here, but please do be sure to subscribe. I upload new videos every Friday and Saturday. And I'll see you guys next Friday with a new video. Bye.